from Prada. Rolling up, I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got. It take a week to count it. Then I'm back up.
Back up. Don't really need down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spin. Better kill it and did it again.
Okay, Coach. Well, the road ends here. It has been a wild, often unpredictable 2019 season. And now it's time for the greatest spectacle in all of sports. Super Bowl 54 from Miami. You know, this town has played host to 10 Super Bowls in the past. And tonight, we write chapter number 11. And what a matchup we've got. Tonight, it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion New York Jets taking on the champions from the NFC, the Minnesota Vikings. Alongside my partner Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it has been a very long time coming, Charles, for these Jets, but they are back in the Super Bowl, their first appearance in the big game since that stunning Super Bowl III upset way back in January of '69.
Brandon, they'd lost 4 straight AFC championship games until their win a couple of weeks ago, and remember, prior to that, they'd lost 2 in a row. Mark Sanchez was the quarterback at that time. That's about a decade ago. They lost one of those to the Colts, one of those to the Steelers. But now here they are, back in the big game. And, of course, who are we going to think of?
Joe Namath.
White shoes. Joe Namath guaranteeing victory over the Colts in Super Bowl III. Gets it done. And the AFL-NFL game, never the same. Pretty soon we were in a merger with the AFC and the NFC.
Meanwhile, the Minnesota Vikings are back in the big game for the 5th time in franchise history. But we all know one thing has eluded them all these years. Cook strip, the ball's out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant. Shoot. Shoot. Hey, receiver. Smooth.
They'll try to throw now. Cousins going deep for Diggs. That's caught at the 25. And DP goes into Jets territory before being taken down. Cousins finding Diggs on a big one. 48 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down.
Undercrush. Watch the eye. Hey, can.
Cousins gives way to Cook. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. On the stop there defensively, Marcus May with a tackle. He's already put it on the ground once in this first half. They're no gain, just struggling to get going.
Yeah, and what he needs right now, a dose of confidence, which means his guys have to chop a big one for him, give him a chance to run a little bit, and gain some of that confidence back. He didn't get it on that carry.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
General West. Rush in.
Play fake. Cousins. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Quentin Williams able to get him down behind the line of scrimmage, and it will be 4th down. And Bailey able to knock it through. Not a touchdown, obviously, but playoffs, you're on the road. At least you put something on the board.
I would agree with that totally. You're not exactly sending a message to the opposition, but you are letting them know that you came to play.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Jim.
Back to throw, Darnold. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. He was a 1,000-yard receiver during the regular season, and that's his first catch of this Super Bowl, and he picks up the first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd down, it's Bell. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
We're going to sign. Spike 56. Hey, 80. Watch the split. Watch the split. 56 to Mike, boy. 56. Check 56. Exit. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Check. Fresno.
Throwing here on 3rd down. Darnold. Looking for Crowder, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47. There he goes, left side. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Fresh off the pick six, it's Darnold escaping the pressure right. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. From the shotgun, it's a give to Bell. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. The tackle made there by Harrison Smith.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And all the way down to the 9. Big yardage that time for the Jets, and even 40 yards. That's now 2 big catches on this drive for him.
You know, the NFL keeps talking about the possibility of using video for coaching on the sidelines. That's not approved yet, but you can still use pictures. They've got to send his picture down to their defense and say, you see him? Cover him.
And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They'll try again with Bell. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 10-0 to score after 1 on EA Sports. The line of scrimmage is the 2 here on 3rd and goal. The shotgun snap for Darnold. And he's got it. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal. They come out here in the eye. Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Sam Darnold keeping it himself from a yard out as they are now on the board here in the first half. So they went for it from the 1 on 4th and goal, and they got it done.
Is this the new NFL?
This is the new NFL.
This is the updated NFL, and I like it. I know that quarterbacks across the league have spent the entire offseason and even during the season lobbying their coaches to go for it more on 4th down. Let's go get it. Because nowadays, you've got to score points to win games in the NFL. You can't just rely on your defense to hold them.
I think the quarterbacks want to eliminate field goals inside of 30 yards, probably.
Well, listen, they have enough confidence in themselves that they can call plays and make plays that they won't need those field goals inside the 30.
The run on 1st down gets them a couple up to the 27. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. That's a twist. Do. 57. Mike, 57.
22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber. Zebra. Hey, Zoo.
Cousins. And Diggs has it. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
54 Mike. 54 Mike. Check. Watch 54.
Gun. Hey, I-7.
Cousins now. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. And deep he goes into Jets territory before being taken down.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. The Vikings on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Cousins. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. The safety Marcus May in there on the coverage.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Bailey's kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive, that culminated touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. Bell a first down and then some. And brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. That good for 22 and a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Darnold from the gun. Caught here by Bell. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, and it's a 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. 2 minutes even on the clock in the first half of Super Bowl 54. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Flushed out right. And that'll be incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Now, they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Found his target, it's Anderson. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Now a first down carry by Bell. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Now as we look down, it appears we've got a Jet shaken up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami.
56, Mike, 56. Strip the ball. Strip that ball. Bang, 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 bang. Hey, 80.
Now a run. This is Bilal Powell. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. From the gun on third down, here's Darnold. Completes it to Powell. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break.
6-3, 218, chop.
Now Bell. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
On second and goal, Darnold got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Le'Veon Bell there to make the grab as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that will give him the lead here as we get on towards halftime. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Under a minute to play here in the half. Time for a late drive.
It makes sense when you think about it. Hey, try and get a field goal. Give yourself a lead going into the half. But if you're going to do this, you better have supreme trust in your quarterback. Supreme trust in the guy who's going to handle the football. Because if you turn it over here, not only do you go in down at the half, you've given the momentum squarely to your opponent.
A gain of 6 there on first. They'll come up now second and 4 from the 31. Now Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. First down, here's the run with Cook. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. They go play action. Cousins. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Hey, foxtrot.
From the gun, here's Cousins. And he's able to find Diggs.
Now that's absolutely frustrating for a defender. Had a chance to get him on the ground before he got to the sideline, but what great vision and understanding where he is on the field as he headed for the marker and picked up the first down.
Listen to me.
Cousins on first down. It's complete to Diggs. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Second and 3 at the 45-yard line.
4 receivers in the formation here. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. 2nd and 3.
Hey, Charlie.
They'll throw again. Cousins. He'll find Diggs once more on the completion. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Cousins now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down. Again, it's Cousins. He'll take a shot for the end zone. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Colby Listenby in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings are going to retake the lead. Now Cousins going to bring his guys up for the 2-point try. Final play of the half. Cousins. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
So we've reached halftime here in the 2020 Super Bowl, Super Bowl 54. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. The never tedious halftime show behind us, and now it's back to football as we get going again in Super Bowl 54. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Get ready. Jets take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Sign. 56. Check 56. And let's get that home. Slam. Lady.
To throw is Darnold. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a first down.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a first down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, usually gets it done. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
You go tight. You got tight, lady. You got tight right there. Switch. Check the backer.
Now Darnold. It's caught by Quincy Enunwa. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 25 yards that time.
That's another Jets first down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Check three.
Again, Darnold. And Anderson's got it. That's good for 28 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described.
That is caught by Anderson for a Jets touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown there. And the Jets have once again taken the lead. That's why you've got your star out there. Throw the ball to him. They did.
That's simply saying we don't care what coverage you put out there. He's so good, we're going there with the football anyway, and there's not a thing you can do about it.
Inside the red zone, they go to him. He gets it done. And this will be caught as they convert here for 2. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Cousins now to throw on first down. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10.
Watch the shot.
Hey, Ken. Leave up 48. Hey, wahoo.
Off the play fake, Cousins. They'll let this go for the end zone. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Colby Listenby, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
On second down and 4, Darnold. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Bravo.
A shotgun snap for Darnold. Open man is Anderson. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. 3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Here we go.
Darnold. This one caught by Crowder. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains. Darnold now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Bell. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 47-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Bell. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. And he's got a moonwalk. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st down, Darnold. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Linval Joseph gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front. Throwing on 2nd and long. Darnold buying time to his left. And that is incomplete.
Well, my initial thought was that maybe he was just trying to blindly throw this one away, and maybe he was. But he's going to get away with it because as he tried to throw it over the left sideline there's a receiver right there in the area, so no grounding call.
The Jets on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Darnold from the gun. Allen's got it complete. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. The kick by Sanders is good. And that'll bring him back within a point. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. I guess the good news as they start this drive is that they still do have the lead, Charles. If their defense hadn't been able to hold them to a field goal on the other side, they'd be down. But now it's about preserving that very small lead.
It is preserving and maybe stretching it out a little bit. Because if you're a starter on that side of the ball, I certainly hope you didn't loosen up your shoulder pads or start to cut the tape off. Because if you did it way too soon. They've got to go back out there with renewed vigor, for lack of a better term, and also a good plan. They need points, and they need them now.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Throw left side on target to Thielen. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Third down, Dalvin Cook. And they get him down, but not before he rotates it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation when they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll run for it. Cook. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. Dalvin Cook turned away on 4th down. And this defense will take over right at midfield. Good starting position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From the 50, it's Darnold. That one complete to Anderson. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Bell. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Darnold on the catch. It's Crowder. Doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That goes for a gain of 31.
1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
The clock showing 2 minutes even in what's been a memorable Super Bowl 54. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They come up on a 1st and goal with this game still hanging in the balance.
Donald on the keeper. It's a loss of 1. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line.
Second and goal, the lone man in the backfield, Le'Veon Bell. And they will take a knee and set up what would be a potential game-winning field goal try.
It's now 3rd and goal.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's 3rd and goal. Here's Bell. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave them with a 4th and goal.
Partner, you got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. Is good. And the New York Jets have won the Super Bowl. And the Lombardi Trophy will be in the Big Apple. For the victors getting to hoist that Lombardi Trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that have done it, and they say there's no better feeling in sports.
I don't know how there can be. The journey to get to this game is incredible. And then to finally break through and win it when all eyes are on this game alone because there's nothing else going on, that's just got to be absolutely amazing. The task